Hello everybody, welcome to another book postulation. If you're anything like me, you really sort of lack that self-discipline. And yes, I realize that I have waited too long to put out this video, and that is because I put off reading the book a bunch of times. But regardless, we are finished with Stave 3, so let's go ahead and get right into that analysis. So pretty much it starts off with the ghost of, well, even before the ghost of Christmas present comes in, Scrooge is already looking ready. So he's like, I'm ready for whatever comes. So then the ghost of Christmas present comes, and he ends up just coming around, and he's this jolly big giant wearing a green kind of robe and a wreath of holly around its head. And it's jolly, it's cheery, it's all Christmassy, and it has all of this food, just like tons of it just surrounding him. So you can tell maybe the food's like representing Scrooge's money or something. I'm not even sure. I'll go ahead and do a character analysis on him later too. So the first thing he shows us is the Cratchits, and we see that they are poor, but they are still loving to each other. So the mom loves the kids love the mom, the kids love each other, and everyone's just like super loving. So they get the table ready for the meal, and then Bob Cratchit comes home from church with their youngest, sickest kid, Tiny Tim, and they have 6 kids. And Tiny Tim is actually crippled, and Scrooge actually we see is concerned about Tiny Tim. He wonders, will Tiny Tim be okay? And the ghost is like, no, he's gonna die. And then all of a sudden you see Scrooge get like kind of not agitated, but I would say kind of sad. You can definitely tell the emotion by kind of how he's saying all this stuff. So what we realize is that the ghost actually uses some of his words against him to say that the poor lives don't really matter. So the ghost is using what Scrooge has already said against him, and just showing him how what he says can actually, if that goes into effect, what he's saying, how stupid what Scrooge is saying. So that really kind of helps Scrooge understand what's really going on. They go to another place after they go to the Cratchits, and this place is like this mining field. It's kind of desolate, but there's this tiny house there, and there's a little family, and they're celebrating Christmas. Like, he's just going around showing how people can still celebrate Christmas even if you're not rich. So if you're rich, you surely should be celebrating Christmas. So they go even farther away, kind of to the middle of nowhere, to this lighthouse, but there's 2 people in there just Christmasing up. And even after that, we still see in the middle of the ocean, a bunch of sailors are getting Christmased up. Like, seriously, anybody can do it. That's kind of the point he's trying to make to Scrooge. Then we're at the final stop, which is Scrooge's nephew's house, Fred's house. Fred and his wife are having a party with some friends, and of course they're totally asking about Scrooge right when he gets there. That's kind of weird how that always happens. Whenever Scrooge gets somewhere, people are always talking about him, but that shows what effect he leaves on people. So they're kind of like just laughing and also having a good Christmas party. They're with their family. They're kind of just doing what everybody else is doing, basically. And then they play a few games, and everybody's just having fun. Scrooge's niece plays the harp. I don't know why. I just felt like that's important to put in there. I feel like that's going to be like a bonus question. Hey, class, what instrument does Scrooge's niece play? Ha, got you there. Nobody studied for the harp. She played the harp. Anyhow, So this last part's kind of creepy, actually. He ends up like seeing a huge claw come out of the bottom of the ghost's robe, and then like it kind of, he asks if it's like a, he's kind of like, is that a claw under your clothing or is that a foot? And then he's like some kind of monster maybe, and then they're kind of like just normal. It's weird. So I would be probably like screaming, running away, like, but by this time I already would have called the police. Like, seriously, sending 3 ghosts after me after my best friend comes back as a ghost, but nobody will probably believe me. But I am rich though, so anyway, if you're that rich, you probably will be a celebrity. Anyway, the claw turns out to be 2 small children, and the elderly male ghost of Christmas past has given birth to 2 small children. Like, isn't that kind of weird? I was looking over pictures, and my mom just is like, "What are you doing?" She's so confused. So the boy on one side is ignorant, and the girl on the other side is want, and they're both kind of like clinching on to the ghost. So the ghost says, don't let these like children go like running off in the world, and Scrooge takes note of that, and just as that happens, the jolly ghost kind of disappears. But earlier, before the kids come, they were talking about how he kind of looks and appears a little bit older, so he kind of just dies because the spirits have such a short life. And right when that happens, Scrooge turns around and a phantom draped in a hooded cloak comes toward him. That was the like gripping point. Like, I want to read the next chapter right after that. So I'm hoping, well, of course that's the Ghost of Christmas feature, but no, I don't think Charles Dickens will have that big of a turn. But yeah, I can't wait to see, because the way they described it, it's like a phantom. Really, I want to see what happens. But that's about it for this analysis. Make sure you remember that Scrooge was looking forward to what was going to happen. He wanted to know what was going to happen. So thank you guys so much for watching this Stave 3 analysis, and I'm hopefully going to do a character analysis in a few. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.